Continuing with the basic terms in accounting, we shall see the next term. The next term is revenue. So, what does revenue mean? It is the other term is sales. So, let us see the meaning of revenue. It is the earning of a business from the sale of goods or from the rendering of services to customers during an accounting period. So accounting period, I have told you earlier, it is beginning from 1st April of every year and ending on 31st March of next year. So in this time period of 12 months, whatever business is being carried, whatever goods are being sold or services. When we say services, there are different kinds of services. Say professional services like that of a doctor, a lawyer, a chartered accountant, a teacher, maybe the repairing services. All these kinds of services, whatever are being given by a person, those also will be included under revenue. And you can also see when I say revenue, there's other dimension to it. It also includes other earnings like interest and dividend received on investments, royalty received on lease of special rights, etc. So when I say revenue, it is not only just the sales of which are made by the business, but also includes the income from other sources, that is other than the business what we are doing. So any money which I have received, say if I have maintained a fixed deposit in the bank, then I will receive interest. So such interest and dividend which is received on investment in shares, so all those will be the part of earnings, and that will be included in the term revenue. So revenue is a broader term including both the sale of goods and services and also the income from other sources, that is other than the business which is being carried on. The next term is gains. So gains refer to which is not generated through routine or regular business activities. So let me explain to you. Routine business activities, say for example, if I am a shopkeeper, I will definitely sell whatever goods I am keeping in the shop. So that will make the sales. But if I'm saying gains, it is the money which I get. Say for example, I purchased a lottery ticket and I win the lottery. So that is not the lottery is my personal investment. It is not the money because I'm getting from running the shop. I am getting that money because I purchased the ticket. It is not the business. It is purchasing lottery ticket or selling is lottery ticket is not my business. My business is doing a shop where I am selling the vegetables and groceries and other items. So if I am getting money through the lottery, then it will be considered as gain. So money is earned but not through the business which I am carrying. So that is what is meant with the gain, with the term gain. So gain refers to the money which is not generated from the business activity which I am carrying on. The next one, profit. Profit is the excess of revenues over the expenses of a given period of time, usually a year. Profit results in increase in owner's capital. So profit is the term which I use when I make money from the sale of the products which I am or the business which I am doing. When I am selling the products, I get some money, and in that money there is a certain profit percentage. That is what is called as profit. And also the income should be more than the expense. Only at such a time I am going to earn profit. But in case if the income is less than the expense, then it will be a loss. So Profit is the one amount which is received or earned by carrying the regular business. So that is what is called as profit. It increases owner's capital because we add the whatever profit is received, it is added to the capital account of the owner. So in the beginning we should have seen the definition that the profit is the reward for the owner for investing the money. So that is why the profit is added to the capital account. In case the students, you might have remembered that in the profit and loss account which you prepared, there at the end you would have written to net profit transferred to capital account. So the profit is being paid to the owner of the business for investing the money in the business. Let us see the next term. The next term is debit. So this is the common term in accounting, the debit and the credit. So it has its origin to the Latin word debere, which means what is due. The term debit means the amount owed by or due from an account or charged to an account for the benefit received. So as we have seen earlier, when the money is being paid to someone, when we have given money for some person or allowed them to pay later, then at such a time they have received the benefit from us. So for that purpose, what we do is we generally debit their account because they are supposed to pay the money back to us. Similarly, we have the next term, credit. So what is credit? It takes its origin from Latin word credere, which means trust or belief. The term credit means the amount owed to an account for the benefit given by that account. So when we receive money, especially when we borrow loan, so we give the credit to that person because that person has given us some money, and when we receive such a money, we are able to run our business. So we are getting some benefit in the form of money, and that is why we need to credit that person. And that person who has given us money, he has given based on some trust or belief that we will repay him the money which we have borrowed from him. So that is why the person from whom the money is taken or to whom the money is owed is called as the creditor, and we give that transaction or that person a credit. The next term is account. So the account is defined by J.R. Botley Boy. An account is a summary of transaction affecting one person, one kind of property, or one class of gains or losses. So when I say account, we generally say account. Account is to mean a small statement, a summary of what is being done or what are the transactions carried out with one particular concern or one particular person. How many times we have sold the goods for to that person, or how many times we have purchased, what is the amount we have to pay, or what is the amount we have to receive. All these, when we write it in a short form, it is called as the account. So we maintain the account of persons, we maintain the account of the liabilities, and we maintain the accounts of expenses, losses, incomes, and gains. The next important term is entry. We generally say whether entry is done or not. Entry is to mean nothing but recording of the transaction. The books of accounts is called as entry. So when I write down a transaction in the book, we're mentioning the name of the person, the item which is being sold, the value of money of that particular product. At such a time, it is a transaction which is getting recorded in the books of accounts. So that is what is called as entry. Next is folio. So folio means it is the page number. It means the page of a journal or the page of a ledger, as good as the page number. We generally have in the, if you have seen all the textbooks or whatever, carry the page number. So similarly in accounting books also we do maintain the page number, and in accounting language, accounting ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು folio ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. In case of journal it is called journal folio, and in case of the ledger book it is called as ledger folio. The next term is sales turnover, the most important thing for a business, because all their source of income is from the sales turnover. So let us see what is the meaning of sales turnover. It refers to the aggregate amount of sales effected or services rendered by a concern. It includes both cash sales and the credit sales. So here sales turnover, whatever amount of sales is done by a business in one whole business year, that is the accounting year, is called as the sales turnover, which includes both cash sales and credit sales. Cash sales is understood when a sale is made, immediately cash is received. Whereas in case of credit sale, what happens is the sale, the good is being sold, but the amount is received after some time. Say maybe a time period is given, 1 week or 15 days. So such time period is given, and the person has to pay money within that specified or given time period. So that is what is called as credit sale. The next important term is accounts receivable. So accounts receivable is nothing but the money which has to be received by the business, and it includes both the sundry debtors and bills receivable. So you can see there given in the meaning, it refers to the amount due to a business undertaking from customers or debtors to whom goods were sold on credit or services were rendered on credit. So when the goods are being sold on credit, the person becomes the debtor, and those debtors and bills receivable put together, ಇಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಅದನ್ನು accounts receivable ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Similarly, we have the next, that is accounts payable. So what are accounts payable? Whatever money we had to pay, both put together, that is sundry creditors and bills payable, both are called together as accounts payable. So given in the meaning, it refers to amount owed by a business undertaking to the creditors for which goods were purchased on credit or services were received on credit. So when we have taken something on credit, ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಾಲವಾಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಆ ಮೊತ್ತವನ್ನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪೇಯಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. So sundry creditors plus bills payable will make it for accounts payable. So here we come to the end of the basic accounting terms and terms in accounting. So this is the first session on accounting. I hope all the terms are clear to all the students. Thank you, one and all.